bill now be read a second time. Today, Mr Speaker, I also reintroduced the Rural Banking Amendment Rural Finance Reform Bill, or as I like to say this, banking protection for mum and dad farmers. I've spoken on detail in this bill on previous occasions, and so I will only briefly summarise its content and intent. We will be talking again this week about the terrible impact that our land has had, that our landowners have had because of drought. And all too often, farmers are forced into debt and despair during drought and hard times, and we know all too well the scourge of anxiety, depression and suicide in rural communities that accompanies a drought. Capital rich and income poor, the ability of small primary producers to pay their creditors is reliant upon the vagaries of weather, commodity prices and exchange rates. Banks have not always acted with integrity in their dealings with farmers struggling with factors beyond their control. This bill seeks to address the power imbalance between family farmers and banks relating to loans under $5 million. It seeks to do this prudently and even-handedly and without undermining the incentives for rural lenders to supply credit to agricultural communities. But it also seeks to restore trust and integrity to the financial relationships between lender and farmer. And what we saw with the Banking Royal Commission is that in regional areas, many farmers were treated absolutely terribly by the banks. I would say in many respects even more so than those who were seeking funding from the banks in metropolitan areas. In the 45th Parliament, this bill was successfully referred to the Standing Committee on Economics, and I thank that committee and in particular the member for Goldstein, who is in the chamber today, for their interest in this issue. As the inquiry lapsed with the dissolution of this House, I will be seeking to re-refer this bill to that committee, and I thank those members in advance for their support. As before, I look forward to working with all parliamentarians and parties that appreciate the importance of cautiously and sensibly redressing the balance between farming families and the banks. Thank you.